Hello everyone, I'm Hiểu from Uspeak English, and I'm here to tell you some important things about learning English. Many students have asked me where they should start if they want to be more serious about learning English. And my short answers to the question is that you should start with speaking, focusing on pronunciation first. After that, vocabulary and grammar. And I will be speaking English in this video so you guys can practice listening to English at the same time. Now let me tell you a few reasons why you should start with pronunciation first when you study English. You see that children all around the world, doesn't matter where they are, learn a language by imitating sounds. They start with pronouncing simple sounds like then individual words like ma, ba, then short sentences and long sentences. A 5-year-old child in America can speak English better than a lot of Vietnamese adults who have learned English for years in Vietnam, and they don't even know what grammar is. Why? Because they have been trained using a technique called repetition with correction. Basically, they just repeat the sound they hear, while someone helps them correct their mistakes. The process is repeated so many times until it becomes a habit or a conditioned response. This is the process your parents used to train you when you speak Vietnamese or to brush your teeth. And maybe right now you are using it to train your siblings or your children. But you just don't realize it. So, pronunciation is the foundation when you learn a new language, and you should focus on it when you start to learn English too. Being good at pronunciation will make you feel more confident and more motivated to learn English. Do you know that almost 70% of English learners dropped out because they lost the motivation or because they did not see any quick improvements while learning English? You will see the quick improvements if you start with the pronunciation first, I guarantee you. Another reason why you should focus on improving your pronunciation is that people will not understand you if you don't pronounce the words correctly. Even when you sound okay, but if you have a strong accents like a lot of Indians, Chinese, Vietnamese, or Japanese, they will have a hard time understanding you. And if they have to struggle to understand what you are talking, they will want to avoid you as much as they can. Moreover, some people told me that they will focus on grammar and vocabulary first when they stay in Vietnam, and after that, they will focus on pronunciation when they have the chance to go abroad. And this is the mistake. In fact, let me tell you about this. The minute you step on another country, you will change from the learning mode to an operational mode, meaning you are not going to have enough time to learn English anymore when you stay in another country, but you just use whatever you have. Because you will be very busy when you step on another country. You will have to learn a new culture, doing the homework, hanging out with friends, drinking with friends, or even get familiarized with the area. And I know many people who have in the US or UK for 10 or even 12 or even longer for 20 years, but they just sound exactly the same way as they did back in Vietnam. So if you're not sounding good right now, you probably will never, trust me. In addition, when I teach the IELTS, some of my students ask me why they had studied really hard, but they just couldn't get from 6 to 6.5 in the IELTS speaking. Well, these exams like the IELTS test or the TOEFL test for 4 basic skills, including listening, speaking, reading, and writing. But you have to know Pronunciation is the foundation for listening and speaking. If you cannot get any higher scores, no matter how hard you've tried, perhaps your foundation has the problem. You will have to go back and fix the foundation, and you will see the improvements that you cannot imagine just with the pronunciation only. Okay, so I think that I have given you really good reasons to be more serious about learning pronunciation when you study English. That's the reason why all the courses at Uspeak English are based on pronunciation as a fundamental foundation to help you achieve your goal of speaking and listening to English confidently and effectively. Learning with us, you will go through 3 levels. Level 1, train your voice. Level 2, shape your voice. And level 3, about me. Okay, welcome to Uspeak English, and let's start our journey. We will help you to change the way you speak English and the way you learn English.